Oh boy! You ever watch a movie that tries so hard to be deep, to be powerful, to be important, but ends up being nothing more than a self-righteous history lecture written by people who learned about the past through TikTok comments?
No way!
This wasn't a film, it was a guilt trip with a budget. You can almost hear the pitch meeting. Okay, how do we stir outrage and ride the wave of racial tension while pretending it's art?
Oh, okay. Pretty good, right?
Mission accomplished, I guess. If the mission was to alienate a significant portion of your audience and spoon-feed the rest a version of history so narrow it could fit on a protest sign. Everything is turned up to 11. Every white character is either cartoonishly evil,
Woof woof.
clueless, or silent. And every black character is a symbol of unhealed trauma who gets to deliver monologues like they are reading from a grievance Tumblr post.
Going to hands now! You hear me? Hold your hands!
So you wanna talk about slavery?
You want a piece of me?
Let's do it, but let's do it like grown-ups. Slavery was and still is a global strain, not an invention of white Europeans. Africans sold other Africans into slavery. Yeah, I know that's not convenient for your screenplay, but it's called a fact. You think the transatlantic slave trade happened because some white guy showed up with a net and said, yoink?
Yoink.audio/losers.
Local leaders and kingdoms profited from that trade. But this movie? Nah, that would complicate the clean little good vs evil fairy tale they are pushing. And let's talk about the tone. This wasn't justice. This was vengeance porn with a side of moral superiority. It's amazing how quickly the message of equality gets twisted into now it's our turn to hate you. Like somehow present-day viewers need to be punished for history. Newsflash, nobody alive today owned slaves. But somehow I'm supposed to sit here and nod along, while modern-day characters take pot shots like it's some spiritual healing session. If a movie flipped the races and portrayed black people the way this movie does whites, the studio would be nuked from orbit before opening weekend. Movies are supposed to make you think, not tell you what to think. And definitely not berate you into accepting a message that's built on historical cherry-picking and modern guilt-tripping. It's not just bad storytelling, it's manipulative. This movie didn't try to explore history. It tried to rewrite it with moral simplicity and a megaphone. The dialogue, half speeches, half slogans. The villain's mustache twirling caricatures. The plot, a vehicle to dump ideology onto your face while calling it representation. Look, if you want to make a powerful story about the horrors of the past, do it. But don't insult the audience, the audience that isn't brain dead, with one-sided propaganda dressed up in woke clothing.
You hate black people! How are you dancing when black people are dying?
Real history is complex, brutal, and uncomfortable, and reducing it to black and white, literally and metaphorically, does nobody any favors. So yeah, I kinda hated it. And not because of the message, but because the message came wrapped in lazy writing, historical amnesia, and the smug scent of moral superiority. Try again, Ryan Coogler. Something tells me that the majority of the voters are black. Lastly, this goes to the black audience. If you think you are oppressed or a minority in a white country, why don't you go back to your country of origin? Just saying.
It is known in the black community that most, not all, but most black people are racist toward white Americans. They have been brainwashed over the last 50 years or so to believe that America is a racist society and that white folks are trying to hold them back.